Xavier's shoulders, bro, I'm still chasing those. I'm still chasing my Xavier's shoulders. Do you need? Leo up first as an holy DK immediately starting off with an entire army of undeads running Jayhawk down like last time. Jay immediately took a lot of pressure, had to play super hyper defensive off the bat, but looks like he caught a quick quality onto Leo. This could be his opportunity to potentially make some big damage happen. Ring of Frost onto Leo, but actually escapes it. And I think Jay might just be dead. He got himself in a vis for a second. That's going to give him some DR, catching up a little bit of health. But that is going to be a block. Yeah, Leo just does not give him much of a breather whatsoever. Just runs the guy down completely. That is so rough, man. That is so rough. Is he trying to see if he can get the hell out of dodge there for a second? Barraging things down little by little. Leo does not even get knocked back, man. That Death's Advance on a horse just doesn't sit there flying whatsoever. Poly to follow. Jay, if you were ever going to burst, man, I think this is like your one opportunity. Repoly again. Arcade Surge is up. But he's just going to walk away. He's got the Phoenix. Hold on. Phoenix is attackable on target. Phoenix. Walking Phoenix is attacking the pet. Wait, no. It switches over to Jay. Leo, hold on. It actually is hitting the right target for a second. But it doesn't matter because Jay does go down. The Phoenix finally switched to the right target. But then Jay goes down. That is so tough. That is so rough. Sigil and Misery does connect behind the pillar for Leo, though. That is unfortunate because he's trying to see if he can get away from Rest in Hell. Does burn a human racial with a Lichborn just to give himself whatever healing he got, whatever defenses he's got. Maybe he can use that runic power to Death Coil himself a little bit, but I think Death Strikes are more effective than Death Coils now. Now that they made Death Strikes actually kind of sort of do good healing. You need to get CC onto Rest in Hell so you can't hit ya. Are you slowed down with like a Death of Decay or are you just walking? I think he should have just walking. That or he's got like extra long, extra effective Chain of Ice or something. Does drop down the entire army of undead with riders and everything available for Rest in Hell. You just got to find a way to focus in on Leo and focus him down as hard as possible while understanding that the army is going to be there. Blur and try to see if you can phase that army of undead plus the riders to maybe dodge some of their attacks. Focusing hard on Leo the entire time because if you can take him out, then you win this and then the riders and all these other pets disappear. And Leo just continuing to Death Strike while he's got resources. Every single one of the Death Strikes keeps him alive just a little longer, letting the army do the rest of the work. A-Bomb disappearing. Riders also starting to fade. And Leo's kind of stuck on his own with just his own little ghoul. He might not be in a great spot. Death back for a second just to give him some more health to work with. Rest in Hell trying to see if he can cut across to the other side of the pillar. But constant Chain of Ice slows does make it hard for him to keep the chase onto Leo. Dusted him with a stun. Bleeding out Leo little by little. Not an amazing spot at all. Not in a great spot whatsoever. Trying to see if he can get himself an angle. I don't know if he's got a hunt. He does have the hunt actually, so you could just go in and hunt him down. But I don't think he needs to actually. Just a couple more cleaves. Just a couple more strikes. Leo catching up into a Death Strike. That's all he needs is a couple of Death Strikes. First aid. The ghoul is out in the open. Is going to get lands down. Hopefully you have a fresh new summon. But does pick up at least a little bit of health. Leo does have A-Bomb, or he does have Army. He does have APOC, but I don't think it matters. AMZ down to try to see if he can live. He is just not in a great spot. He's trying to do whatever he can to survive Lichborn, but I think, yeah, just resting up with too much pressure on him. Entire time, just pressure, and even more pressure. Rail Pala is going to be up next. Try to see if he can just jumpstart a bunch of damage into Rest in Hell. Full Wake of Ashes, that is a Dawnlight on him. Rest in Hell, if you got any heals right now, now would be the best time to get any. And present onto Arpala, who does go for a trinket. I don't know if Rest in Hell got any more burst. We got some Big Cleave. Big Cleave is in play. I don't know if he's got a blur or anything. Darkness down. Try to see if he can make some damage, some of that cleave damage work with a hunt to follow. Arpala with a lay on hands. Arpala is doing okay for now. They still have bubble and everything. Blind onto Rest in Hell. Does end up breaking it, unfortunately. Stun onto Arpala. Just to go for a bubble. If you get super low, yeah, bubble. For Rest in Hell, you just got to get out of dodge. He does have Eventual Retreat by the looks of things. So you might be able to just Eventual Retreat. If you can Eventual Retreat past the stun of our palette, that would be great. Does go for a bit of a hit and run. Blade Dance. Hold on a second. Might have enough damage and does end up taking it. Well done, well done. Well, Natty going to be up next. Got himself full Shroud, Ebonite, everything available. You can no longer stun him. Going to be a deep breath with a bunch of eruptions as the dragon just goes on through. Big upheaval, but Rest in Hell does metamorphosis past it. Big time warp. Hold on a second. Natty trying to see if he can bunker down, but needs to do damage to Rest in Hell. One more eruption is all he needs. Flying up in the air with them lances. Lance almost takes out Natty. Natty catching up with as much health as they can. But that healing of Evoker is so limited. Emomite is back up and available. Rest in hell. Next stun could be the takedown that he's looking for. Got him some big stun, big damage. It's going to be glaives getting thrown in a bunch. Eruptions. Natty needs a couple more of those. He needs to find a way to get away from the age. But I think he's just on the chase with them glaives. Upheaval. Doesn't have more running past it. Rush past it. Where the cheat down for Natty. Eruptions are doing the damage. One more eruption is all he needs. But no. Rest in hell somehow squeezes out a victory there. With Foxy going to be up next. You just try to see if you can avoid Foxy's CC. Keeping him Sigil of Fear, does get hit with a leg sweep. I think it just might be lights. Yeah, rest in hell. If you don't have any mobility, man, it's over. He needs mobility or CC. Does stun Foxy. Oh, whatever healing you can get is better. You just gotta move. Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run. I don't know what else you can really do. Foxy, wait a second. Foxy's kind of low in health, though. As long as he doesn't karma. Foxy's super, super low. He wants to karma. Rest in hell just needs to live. In prison, don't mess with that karma. Does back up out of there for a second. Does get a Celestial Conduit. Stun onto Foxy for a second. With a hunt to follow. You need whatever damage touch it down. No! Oh, man. Looks like Extension wants to give Foxy a proper chance here. Why are these duels so clutch, man? Oh, my God. These are so close. How many did you get? Rest in Hell got a couple of these guys. I don't know how many he's gotten there. That was nuts. Foxy's up next, though. Not in a great spot. Got himself a couple of Vivifiers. Like Citra trying to get himself an angle on him. For Foxy, though, he just doesn't have a lot of defenses. 30 seconds on a Karma. He also needs to really wait out for that big Condi, because that Condi will pressure Extension into an incap. That is a quick move. That is great. Trying to see if he can potentially make some damage happen. No Condi, but he's got images. See if he can somehow reconnect with Extension, get some damage out, even with Fist of Fury with the images. That'd be great. He got himself a bit of damage. Ultra is available for Extension, but it is going to be reduced by dampening. Those Fist of Furies are still flying from images, which is huge. Does get silenced. Hold on a second. Karma is available very, very soon. Just gotta live. Diffuse magic. Does himself forward brew. Extension with the big combustion. You gotta diffuse. You gotta use something. You gotta use defensives. You gotta use them. That is a win. That is an opportunity to go for some big damage. Karma with a Condi. That is a lot of damage onto Extension. Does try to see if he can live it. Cauterize with a block. Foxy just needs one good hit. Interrupted. Wait a second. No. Oh, man. Extension seeing him cast you just like, you know what, I'm a better get out of there. I'm gonna get a quick interrupt. I'm just gonna take him down real fast. That is Fire Mage for you, man. That is Fire Mage for you. The amount of damage they could do is just out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. It is wild. Alrighty. Well, at this point, like, what can we do? 41% dampening. Extension got himself no more blocks. No more cauterize, nothing. For Elo, technically not a worse matchup, but Fire Mages we've seen do pretty good against Demon Hunters, in fact. I think generally, like, if it's a Frost, maybe, at least it's not a Frost Mage, it could be much, much worse. Yeah, Frost Mages would do a number on DHs. That is going to be a hunt, able to connect, Ivan to follow, Sigil of Misery for a second. Extension technically can Undead Racial, it did not even need to. Lances are going to be flying up, but Extension, does he just want to fight Elo? Those through Lances hurt a lot. He just needs a little bit of damage, and Ella's not in a great spot. This is just going to be procs. Doesn't matter past it, but it doesn't matter. Scorching him down, doesn't have taken it. Well done, well done. Does get the kill. Extension picking up 2. I don't know how many Demon Hunter picked up. I'm pretty sure he picked up 3. I'm going to need to go back and look, but since he left, we can't see how many kills he's gotten.